Hi there and welcome to the Connect video in this series of Project ShapeShift workshops. We'll be guiding you through a mini yoga session and an arts activity on the theme of Connect.
So what does Connect mean to you, Emily?
I think it just works on lots of different levels. So you're connected to the people around you, maybe where you live, yourself, and all those levels are really important, because if you're connected to one and not so much the other, then maybe we don't feel so great. But it's about feeling part of a whole.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, you want to reevaluate your connections to things. Like sometimes you might think, I need a little bit more connection to nature. I need to be going on more walks. I need to connect with myself. I want to do a lot more solo things. Or sometimes you might just want to send someone a text to connect with them that way, or watch a film and connect with someone else's creativity.
Or connect with a piece of art or an idea, or just something you really like doing.
Definitely. I think there's loads of different ways to connect, and as long as they bring you joy and they don't hurt anybody else, I think that we should always be seeking ways to connect.
I'll be guiding you through a short yoga mini session on the theme of Connect, and then Jamila will do an art activity with you. We hope you enjoy them, and do check out the rest of the videos.
Thank you.
Hi there, this is a short yoga sequence to help us get moving, get creative, focusing on the theme of Connect. So we'll be doing some breathing, some moving to help us feel more connected to ourselves, other people, the world around us. So we're going to start seated. You could start seated on your mat or a rug, a non-slip rug, or just your carpets. You could sit on a cushion. You could also sit on a chair. So however you're seated, let's come to focus on our breathing. What we're going to do is start breathing from the belly. So you might like to place your hands on the belly or not, it's up to you. Breathing into the belly, we'll bring the air into the bottom here, up to our ribcage here, up to our chest here. And then when we breathe out, we're going to breathe out from the belly, out from the ribcage, out from the chest. So it's like the air squeezes out from the bottom. So as you breathe out, it's like your belly squeezing to your spine, and then your rib cage kind of draws in, your chest exhales, and then the air is going to come out to your mouth. So it's a little bit unusual, but you will get used to it with practice. And it's a lovely pattern to help us get connected right down here into our core and our middle, our center. So let's give that a go. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. In, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. And as you breathe, you might start to feel this little bit of a wave in your spine, because as you breathe, it'll move your spine. So it should start to feel quite nice. It's quite subtle, a bit like a little mini Mexican wave or something. So let's give that a go, just in our own time. So following your breath without me counting now. And if you like, you might breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. It doesn't really matter, however's comfortable for you, but that's how I like to do it. Eyes open or closed, it's up to you. And breathe normally. So you could pause the video and practice that more if you like. Just see how you feel. Maybe a bit warm down here, maybe a bit more connected, like into here, into our middle, into your core. So now we're going to bring our hands to our sides and connect with our body, sort of how it moves outwards as we breathe, and how this is feels quite different, because it shows you how much space your lungs can take up when you breathe, how much space you can take up when you breathe. So inhaling sides, exhale. So when you breathe in, see if you can breathe into your hands and make your sides get bigger. Exhale, you get narrower. So your rib cage is kind of doing this. Inhale, expand, exhale, get narrower. And connecting with our breathing, such a nice way to connect with ourselves, because it's really the most vital thing that we do, and it's the source of everything, the source of all life. So now we're going to bring our hands to our back. So you can do this lying down, actually. If you wanted to lie on the floor and do it, you could. If you're in a chair, you might like to turn around so you can get your hands here, or you can even just, wrap your hands around your back so you can feel your back is the idea. And now we're going to breathe into our back. So on the inhale, the spine's going to you're going to feel yourself kind of do this a little bit, like cave in, because you're inflating your lungs at the back. And as you inhale, your spine will kind of straighten out a little bit. And then breathe normally. And let's just place our hands on our heart, or a hand. And we're going to breathe into our hearts. So sending your breath into that space. And exhaling. Inhale. A few nice breaths like that. So now we've connected with our core and our hearts. We're going to do some movement to connect with the space around us. So sitting still, let's just roll back the shoulders and bring your neck side to side. And then we're going to bring one arm here, one arm to our side. So if you're in a chair, you could just kind of leave it on your knee, or even hold your chair somewhere. I'm going to sweep this arm across and around, across and around. Watching the hand, or any part of your arm. Or if you can't see your hand, maybe just a sense of that circle, even if you make it up. Just imagine it. So enjoy exploring that space around you, drawing a circle around yourself. And see how far you can take that circle, how big can it be? And then let's go to the other side with that circle. And then we're going to come up to standing. I mean, actually, you could have done this whole sequence standing if you wanted to. So, cushions and things aside. Okay, so now you could still be seated in a chair. Also, if you wanted to sit in a chair for this, we're going to make some big circles with our arms. So, feet nice and wide, pointing out like this way. And if you need to adapt all these movements for your body, please just do so. Just do whichever parts of it you feel you'd like to and are able to do. So we never push our bodies further than they can go in yoga. Okay, so this standing exercise could also be done in a chair. You could be sat on a chair if you wanted to be. Just do the upper body bit. Otherwise, we've got our feet wide, facing forward. We're going to make big circles with our arms. So big circles, exploring the space around you. So this is really about connecting our bodies to a sense of space around us. And look, as you make these circles, what's in that space? And then go the other way. So equal amounts both sides. And bring the arms down. Just taking a break, rolling the shoulders back again. Now I'd like you to spend a bit of time just connecting with another person. So that could be, it could be someone who lives with you, someone nearby. Obviously take into account social distancing. If you need to, you could do this far apart. You can do it close together. You could imagine a person. So if you're not with anyone in person, just close your eyes and we'll try the movements and just imagine that person standing there in front of you. So turning to face that person, close your eyes. And we'll put our hands together. You might actually touch them, you might not be touching that person. And spend a moment just sensing what that feels like. Just having your hands, sharing that sense of space, that connection. Really see the other person clearly, whether you're imagining them or if they're actually there. And then you can start to explore movements. So I want you to guide a hand movement. And maybe you take turns, one of you being the leader, one of you not. Just guiding a movement, exploring the space in your own way, exploring that sense of connection, mirroring each other's hand movements. Playing around with it, being playful. You might try and make a movement and playing around again. You could do this in a chair. So this is a little bit more like a dance activity. Just see where you can take it. And then end when you're ready to end. Hands facing with that person. And put your hand to your heart. Share a moment. And we'll end that there. So our last standing or sitting posture indeed will be in a nice grounded standing or seated posture. Just standing, feeling your connection to the ground, through your feet, to your middle, your sides, your back, your core, your heart. And then outside yourself to the space around you. And then feeling that connection to the outside world, all the people you know, all the people you don't know. And then bringing it back in again, back to your core, back to your heart. It's time to end the movement part of this Connect session now. So we're going to end each one with a hand position or gesture, traditionally used in yoga and other well-being activities. So this one we'll do for Connect, and it's great for activating our hearts. So it's lovely to do, and we'll do a bit of breathing with that. So what we're going to do is put one hand like this, your left hand with the thumb facing down, and your right hand hooking over it with the thumb facing up. So if there's a bit of a pull there, you could do this with just one hand if you like. You could also do it with somebody else. So what we're going to do is inhale. On our exhale, we're going to pull a little bit. So inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. Two more. And then we'll do it the other way. So turn your hand up, hand down. If you're just doing it with one hand, just, use one hand. You could hold on to something as well. And again, another person, if you're safely able to make physical contact with somebody. Okay, so we're here. Let's inhale and exhale 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. and drop the hands. I hope you enjoyed that and feel connected, and that you enjoy Jamila's art session following this Connect yoga session.
So for this activity, we're going to need to do some exploring. So whether that's around your home or on a walk or at the park or in your garden, we're going to collect some natural treasures or possibly some interesting ornaments or pieces around your home. And we're going to use these to collectively make some exciting patterns. Now we're going to explore some natural treasures and see what interesting things we find that we might want to use for our art. As we're exploring our areas, whether that's your garden or local park or local nature reserve, really listen and look and feel textures and take notice of things that you may never have had taken time to notice before. So this is a small exploration of some of my flower beds in my garden. Lots of dry soil, hasn't rained for a while. What can you hear? You hear birds, bluebells. So on my journeys I've collected pine cones, leaves, things that I thought were interesting looking and had interesting textures. Some of them had interesting smells, but use whatever sparks your interest. Now I'm going to show you some of the work of Andy Goldsworthy, who uses natural objects to create patterns in nature. You can see some of his work at the Yorkshire Sculpture Park, but you can also find them on the internet. And then after he's made these patterns, he takes photographs of them. And some of them last for a long time, but some of them are just a moment in time. So after you've made your patterns and decided how you're going to arrange the items you've found, you may decide you want to take a picture of them, or you may want them to just be ephemeral and to just be in that moment. It's up to you. So here's another piece of Andy Goldsworthy. It's like the yellow leaves he's used to sort of create a path of his journey through the field of purple flowers. So you can be as detailed and as simple as you want with your patterns, and you can do these patterns in your garden or in the park or in your home. You just need a flat surface. So I've decided that the first mandala that I'm going to create is going to be digital. So I'm using Photoshop, and I've decided to definitely include some pine cones, because I found out recently they are a symbolism of treasure in some cultures. So my starting point is a ring of pine cones. Some people use mandalas to represent hopes for their future, and they use objects, imagery in the middle of the mandala for things that they have a little of in their life, and they use the outsides as the mandala grows to represent things they'd like a little more of. But you can use your mandala to represent whatever you like. So here's my finished mandala piece, and the background of my mandala is a small patch of grass where a paddling pool once was. So here's some images now of other places that I've explored and found natural treasures. On a wet day, I decided I'd make a mandala using household objects. So I've got a few ornaments, old cameras and some spoons to create patterns, and I'm really enjoying the shadows that they're creating as well. So I took photos of them from different angles. So you can make a mandala using things that you've created or things you found around the home, or using natural treasures. It's completely up to you.